want to talk to you today about an advice which most of you must have already heard. Follow your passion. I followed it, and frankly, it did not work. Not because following your passion is wrong, but because I misunderstood what following your passion actually demands. Wisdom of the old tells us if you do what you love, things will somehow fall into place. Work will feel easy. Success will follow. But in the current age of instant gratification, if work feels hard, difficult, or unglamorous, we start to believe we must be on the wrong path. After spending a decade in the industry, what I've come to realize is what fails most people isn't their passion. It's the belief that passion should shield them from hard work. The truth is simple. Passion doesn't want your excitement. It needs your sweat. Let me take you back to 2015. I was 24 years old. I was a small town boy who graduated from a premier institute. I had a day one job at a well known consulting firm. I was doing well. I was traveling with the job to US within a year. I looked at myself and I thought, I've made it. So I took what I thought was the most logical next step. I decided to pursue my passion. I wanted to build a product for users to be able to figure out what to watch based on their implicit and explicit interests. We created the most sophisticated data models to be able to help recommend users what to watch. In my mind, it was simple. If I pursue my passion, if I do what I love, everything else will fall into place. But after having spent 9 months, the startup didn't work. It collapsed. Zero traction, zero revenue, complete, utter failure. On top of that, my personal life collapsed too. I went through a very painful breakup. Suddenly, all the titles disappeared. I was broke, confused, and most importantly, embarrassed. I needed an escape. So, I took a bike ride from Gurgaon to my hometown, 1400 kilometers in the scorching heat of May within 2 days, hoping that the ride would help me find answers, that the distance would help me find answers. But when the engine stopped, everything I was running away from was still there. The problem wasn't that my data science wasn't good enough. The problem wasn't that I wasn't passionate enough. The problem was I had not understood the problem of the users. I was so much in love with the solution and the will to solve the most difficult data problem. I had forgotten to understand what the users actually wanted. Hence, we moved on. Then, I moved to Mumbai. I again started up. I again wanted to pursue my passion, build products, data led products to solve business problems. This time, we were solving a problem for offline retail. Offline doesn't work like online. In offline, there is no data, there is no logins, no cookies. Getting access to free data or easy data is very difficult. But to be able to provide our customers with value, we needed to find a way to get data with keeping budgets in constraint. So the only solution we could come up with was to build a hardware device. Now let me tell you something about myself. I'm a metallurgical and materials engineer. I'd coded it in bits, but never on routers. So, so what? So I learned OpenWRT. That's the Linux for routers. I worked with professionals from across the world to be able to create this device from scratch. I installed it myself across multiple stores in Mumbai. I tested the results. I validated the value that these results gave. And this time, the work paid off. We were able to install these devices across hundreds of stores pan India. We were working with offline retail chains to help them understand behavior of their customers inside and outside their stores. Through these insights, the customers were able to plan their storefronts better. They were able to actually manage their staff better. This, in turn, helped them improve their efficiency. In a way, we worked or we succeeded not because our data science was flashy, but we succeeded because we did what was required. We solved the problem end to end. Imagine a marathon runner. When we talk about their success, we visualize the finish line, the final sprint, the cheering crowd, the medal in their neck. But success wasn't created in that instant. Success was only revealed then. Success was created way, way, way before. On ordinary mornings, when their body did not want to wake up, but they still wore their shoes. On mornings when every muscle of their body was sore, but they showed up. Run after run, mile after mile. Not because it was exciting, not because anybody is watching, not for anyone else, but because they are committed to their work. On the race day, it's the same thing. During the hard middle, there is an easy option for them to quit, to let the pain stop. But they don't stop. They slow down if they must. They don't quit. They take a step, then another, and sometimes they take an extra mile. We celebrate the finish line, but success is really forged in the hard middle. When we see somebody successful, it is not the final result that we should be appreciative of. We should understand the effort, the discipline, and the habit of showing up day after day, especially on days when their motivation was low, which culminated them to be successful. This is what I want you to remember. Pursuing your passion is not the starting point, it is the reward. Pursuing your passion doesn't mean doing only what you love, it means doing everything else that is required so that you're able to do what you love. If things feel difficult, if they feel if things feel difficult, hard, or confusing, it's not that it's a failure. If things feel difficult or boring or confusing, that's not failure. You are in the forge, and that's preparation. So it's not, what I was trying to say is, if things are feeling difficult, it's not failure, it's preparation. You are getting prepared to be able to be successful. Do the work no one is watching. Solve the problems your dreams depend on. Become the person the journey demands. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that I'm avoiding, that my goals need me to do? Go do that. Don't just dream about the wings. Pursue your passion. Do the work it requires.
and earn the right to fly. Thank you.